It was that quiet hum of the office printer on a late Thursday afternoon that masked the first crack in my world. I'd been at Apex Tech Solutions for nearly a decade, buried in the trenches of compliance, those invisible threads that held our multi-million-dollar federal bids together. My name was Emily Hayes, and I wasn't the type to chase spotlights or corner offices. I was the one who made sure the lights stayed on. The audits passed without a whisper, and the feds never had a reason to knock twice. But as I scanned the latest risk assessment report, flagging a subtle clause in our vendor agreement that could unravel everything if ignored, I felt the shift. A Slack notification popped up, all hands strategy alignment. CFO's vision for lean operations. My gut twisted. Not with fear, but with the slow burn of recognition. I'd seen this play before, new blood in finance. Always hungry to carve away at what they called dead weight. Alex Thornton, our new CFO, strode into the virtual meeting like he owned the pixels on everyone's screen. Fresh from some Wall Street Shark Tank. He had that polished veneer, expensive watch glinting under desk lamps. A smile that screamed bonuses and blind spots. "We're optimizing assets," he declared, flipping through slides that reduced departments to bar graphs and dollar signs. Compliance? Essential in theory. But let's be real, it's overhead. No direct revenue spike. Just insurance against ghosts that never show. Laughter rippled through the execs, empty and echoing in my headphones. I didn't react. I just noted it. Like I noted every regulatory deadline. In my line of work, you don't yell, you document. But deep down, that laughter stung. A quiet betrayal from the people who'd leaned on my certifications to seal deals worth more than their egos. I'd built my role on silence and precision. Every morning started with heat maps of potential risks, cross-referencing SOC 2 standards against our infrastructure bids. By noon, I'd simulate breach scenarios, patching holes before they could leak. Apex was gunning for a $150 million federal contract to upgrade national grid systems, high stakes, with the government demanding unbroken chains of accountability. My signature was on every attestation. My federal ID the key that unlocked their trust. Not the company's name. Mine. I'd earned that through years of renewals, never missing a beat. Shaking hands with auditors who left satisfied and silent. But silence cuts both ways. It makes you invisible until you're gone. That night, after the meeting, I couldn't shake the unease. It pooled in my chest like cold coffee, reminding me of the intern I'd once saved from a liability trap in a subcontract. He'd thanked me with a lukewarm latte and wide eyes. "You probably kept me out of court." I sipped it anyway, grateful for the rare acknowledgement. Now, as I reviewed our bid timeline, I saw the exposure, a 9-day window where our certifications could lapse if continuity broke. I'd flagged it in reports, bolded and emailed to Alex twice. No response. Just more slides about value per head. The damage wasn't immediate, it simmered, building pressure in the unseen pipes of bureaucracy. Friday hit like a scripted ambush. At 4:15 p.m., my calendar dinged with a one-on-one invite from Alex. No agenda, just quick chat. I walked into the glass-walled conference room, and there he was, folder aligned perfectly on the table, phone in hand like a shield. He didn't waste breath on pleasantries. "We're streamlining," he said, eyes flicking up with that half-smirk. "Non-revenue roles like yours, great work. But we need to allocate capital smarter. Severance is in the packet. 5 minutes. That's all it took to erase 9 years. No warning. No review. Just a pink slip wrapped in corporate jargon. Betrayal burned hot in my throat. But I swallowed it. I nodded, gathered my laptop with steady hands, and walked out. No scene. No pleas. Why tip my hand? People like Alex learned from consequences. not conversations. On the elevator down. The weight settled, not anger, but a calculated calm. I'd been the guardian of their empire, patching cracks while they chased glory. Now, they'd severed the thread. As the doors opened to the lobby, I pulled out my phone and drafted the email. To Sarah Klein, Federal Contract Oversight Liaison. Subject: Urgent notification of compliance officer transition. Body: Please be advised that I, Emily Hayes, Federal ID 748392C, have been terminated from Apex Tech Solutions effective immediately, without documented successor or continuity protocol in place during the active review window for Contract F-9421. I hit send at 4:28 p.m. The autumn wind whipping my face as I stepped outside. It wasn't revenge, it was protocol. But the silence that followed? That was the storm brewing. Monday morning shattered their illusion of control. The CEO's assistant found the federal inquiry slipped under his door, plain envelope. No fanfare. Just a single query. Explain the removal of your certified compliance officer mid-attestation for Contract F-9421. By 8:30. The exec Slack exploded. Alex, what's this about? Legal. Who greenlit a personnel shift during Fed review? Ops. No handoff filed? The truth dawned slow and suffocating. Every submission bore my ID. My signature. No one else was certified. They'd assumed redundancy. But I'd been the sole pillar, holding up their ambitions without a spotlight. Panic fermented in the boardroom. The CEO, usually unflappable, paced with sweat beading on his brow. He wasn't mourning me, he was tallying losses the bid. The prequel status. Potential blacklisting. Alex tried to deflect, it was a cost cut. Pure numbers. We can backdate a fix. But legal shut him down cold. No. The chain's broken. Refiling resets the clock. We missed the window entirely. The room thickened with unspoken accusations. Eyes darting to Alex like daggers. My phone buzzed with missed calls. Texts from former colleagues. You okay? Chaos here. I ignored them, letting the void I'd left echo louder than any outburst. By Tuesday, dread had hardened into desperation. In-house counsel, Carla, stood before the team with a statute printout. Voice like steel. Federal Code 52.204-21, B, for continuity, must be uninterrupted. Breach voids the application. She eyed Alex. You fired her without confirming the cycle. Oversight's already suspending review. He gripped the table, face paling. Can't we just get her to sign off? Carla's eyebrow arched. She's offline. Hardware returned. Access revoked. And her final email? It's on record with oversight. The betrayal reversed. Now they felt the sting of their own arrogance. The psychological toll of watching an empire teeter because one irrelevant role held the keys. The calls escalated. At 8:07 p.m., a board member, Victor Hale, a founding investor with more clout than charisma, rang. Not here to apologize or defend Thornton, he said, voice edged with fatigue. But we've reviewed everything. Your continuity is the linchpin. Without your sign-off, the $150 million bid evaporates, along with our Fed standing for years. He paused, the weight palpable even over the line. What's the path back? I sipped tea, letting silence stretch. The hurt from their dismissal lingered. A deep ache of undervaluation. I don't backdate breaches, I replied evenly. And I won't return to a place that treats compliance like a luxury. His exhale was defeat. What if we offered consulting? Indemnity. Autonomy. Board protections. Wednesday's emergency meeting was a funeral for egos. No coffee. No chatter, just tense bodies around a table. Carla led, projecting the damning clause. This was in every memo. Alex arrived late. Posture cracking. Accusations flew. Did you even read the MSA? He stammered. But the room had turned. A junior assistant piped up. Voice shaky, uninterrupted continuity, or suspension. The vote came swift, triple my rate for consulting. Oust the CFO. By noon, Alex resigned. His optimization a bitter joke. The revised offer landed in my inbox, remote. Protected. With a new charter clause ensuring no future compliance lead could be axed mid-cycle. I signed from my couch. Stylus gliding smooth. Not for vengeance, but for correction, the price of their betrayal paid in rubble they rebuilt around my terms. The federal portal updated, review passed. My ID restored. Across town, the boardroom exhaled. But the scar remained. They'd called me overhead, turns out. I was the foundation. In a quiet cafe by the river. I closed my laptop. The jazz humming softly. A new offer from a government agency waited stable. Respectful. The pain of dismissal faded. Replaced by the quiet power of knowing I'd whispered their downfall into existence. One protocol at a time.